Magandang araw sa inyong lahat.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening po sa lahat ng nakikinig po.
Hello to all our viewers from here and around the world.
Napakaganda ng ating talentema ngayong hapon ito.
Isang mainit na pagbati po sa inyong lahat.
Well, friends,
welcome to the Bridges Show.
I'm very happy to be here, and I think it should be a really interesting and fun topic.
But there are things you want to learn. So I wanna take it from there and then I listen to them.
meron sila mga mitiin upang maging makabuluhan pa ang pagiging Katoliko, lalong-lalo na sa susunod na henerasyon.
Sa akin po, sa mga kabataan, use competence as a basis.
In real life, hindi naman talaga tayo tumitigil sa buhay. Kailangan talaga tuloy lang ang buhay kahit anong challenges natin.
Palawan, Cebu, Baguio City, Attorney Dwight, pati La Union. So we are saying that revenge travel is real.
Mas kailangan natin na i-share ang hiwaga ng sining sa mga tao.
Food and health should go hand in hand. So yan ang gusto namin paratingin sa gobyerno.
If you will just devote your life teaching, hindi ka yayaman sa pera, pero yayaman ka sa tao.
Siyempre, ang pinakamaganda po naman sa ating universidad ay yung talagang natuturuan po tayo kung paano maging mabuting tao.
Happy anniversary to Bridges! Here at Bridges, we build bridges of faith, bridges of hope, and bridges of love.
Hello everyone. Isa pong mapagpalang hapon sa ating lahat, sa inyo pong lahat na mga nanonood dyan, nakikinig sa ating Bridges. Isa na naman pong mahalagang episode ng Bridges ang inyong matutunghayan ngayon. The UST Education High School has always been committed in providing students with quality Catholic education, imbuing in providing students with quality Catholic education, imbuing the virtues of truth and love as espoused by Saint Thomas Aquinas. It has become an avenue for its alumni to be successful in their own field of work, for they have flourished and solidified their role in serving the society. In this episode of Bridges, we will learn about the unwavering support between the EHS administration and its alumni to foster collaboration and engagement and to build a community of achievers and leaders. I am Arnel Mangila Ocampo, and I will be your host tonight. I am an alumnus of the UST Education High School, batch 1976, a graduate of the Faculty of Arts and Letters in 1980, and the College of Commerce, majoring in Business Administration in 1981. I am a banker by profession, and currently I am the president of the UST Education High School Graduates Association, Inc., and the treasurer of the UST Alumni Association, Inc. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all of you. I'm happy and welcome you back to Bridges. To all the first-timer viewers here in Bridges, this Bridges is the University of Santo Tomas Alumni Association, Inc. virtual talk show that showcases and provides notable Thomasian alumni the opportunity to share their expertise and experiences on various topics for lifelong learning. Today, episode is brought to you by the UST Education High School Graduates Association, Inc. I would like also to thank and recognize and acknowledge the different sponsors, the different alumni batches of the Education High School. First is the batch 1964, care of Letty batch 1977, care of John Simon, batch 1976, that's my batch, by Bot Magalong Tupalar, batch 1969, Nach Ocampo, and batch 1974, June Sionko. Thank you very much for your generosity. Co-hosting with me today is a beautiful young lady, consistent academic student achiever, and scholar, an alumnus of the UST Education High School, batch 2019, and also an alumni of UST Senior High School. And currently, right now, she's doing her undergraduate studies. She continues to demonstrate her prowess in media production and has hosted the traditional welcome walk for UST High School, of which she has developed a passion for. Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome Miss Caris Arabel Camille Chong, or Miss Ara Poishoy. Hello, Ara. Welcome to Bridges. So nice for us to be together here in Bridges.
Hello, Sir Arnel. I am ecstatic to be here. I am so happy to join you for today's show. At isa pong mainit na pagbati sa inyong lahat na nanonood. Sir Arnel, before we continue, let me just say this. Let us ask our audience to please remember to like and share our show and subscribe to our UST Thomasian Alumni Community YouTube channel, and of course, follow our Facebook page. Ito po ay isang pagsuporta sa ating programa. Maraming salamat po.
Yes. Ara, alam mo, pareho tayong graduate ng UST Education High School. At I'm sure marami tayong mga memories sa high school life natin, di ba? And high school life talaga sa akin, para sa akin, ang pinaka-enjoy sa buhay ng isang estudyante, di ba? Now, can you share with us what are your fond memories of your high school life? Bata ka pa, and I'm sure marami kang masasabi at maalalang experiences.
I think yung pinaka-cherish ko po na memory when I was in high school was that every month was, if I'm not mistaken, merong week for a specific subject. And we compete with each other. I don't know if this happened na po during your time in EHS, but we compete, we do performances, speech choir, ganyan. And na-enjoy ko talaga na mag-build ng rapport with my classmates kasi throughout high school, di ba, kami yung magkakasama from grade 7 to grade 10. So na-enjoy ko yung well, it has its perks and merong issues na nag-arise. Of course, it's high school, but I enjoyed it the most kasi parang nandun yung peak ng high school life ko. So Arnel, ikaw naman, dahil sobrang different nga ng times natin, ano yung most cherished memory mo of your high school life?
Ikaw, para naman pinatanda mo yata ako. Anyway, ako sa mga cherished memories ko sa EHS, I remember nung first year high school ako, no? That was 1972. Alam mo, kagad, kasi birthday yon ng aming Father Regent. That was Father Pedro Escudero. Naganda sila ng program, and isa ako sa mga pinasayaw nila. Lahat kami mga freshmen. And I remember pa kayo yung kantang, paano ba yan? I'll be your long-haired lover on the Liverpool, and I know. Something like that. So, natatandaan ko pa yun, and talagang kahit bata ako noon at talagang na-enjoy ko yon. Isa pa, pag yung kunyari, meron kaming retreat, madalas ang retreat noon sa EHS with no less than Father Sunny Ramirez. Talagang pag siya ang nag-sermon, talagang tumitimo sa puso talaga at maraming nag-iiyak ang mga estudyante. So overall talagang maganda ang aking memories sa EHS. Yon. Ang sarap talagang pagkwentuhan ng mga nakaraang panahon, di ba? And we will have more of that because tonight our esteemed guest is none other than, at sobrang saya ko dahil nag-respond siya sa ating imbitasyon para maging guest dito sa Bridges, and specifically for the Graduate Association Inc. ng EHS. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to present to you our principal of the UST Education High School herself, Dr. Marielyn Quintana. She is also an associate professor of the University of Santo Tomas College of Education. She is a licensed teacher by profession and holds a doctoral degree major in development studies from the Graduate School of the Royal and Pontifical University of Santo Tomas, Master of Education from the Graduate School of Education, University of Western Australia, and Bachelor of Science major in History at the College of Education, University of Santo Tomas. She has more than 30 years of teaching experience. Wow. She has also held various positions in the university as the coordinator of the National Service Training Program, Literacy Training Service as the Assistant Director of the UST Office for Community Development, and as the Director of the UST Simbahayan Community Development Office. She has published a book, In Trends in Issues in Social Studies for Senior High School, and has published articles in Community Development, Phenomenology, and Informetrics. She's currently a board member of the College of Education, but recently elected as Vice President of the College of Education Alumni Foundation, Inc., and the National Secretary of the Catholic Teachers Guild of the Philippines. Dear viewers, let us welcome Dr. Marielyn Quintana. Good evening, Ma'am Marielyn, and welcome to Bridges.
Welcome to Bridges po, Ma'am Marielyn. It is so nice to have you with us in the show today.
Thank you po. A pleasant good afternoon to all. And indeed, it's my honor to be invited in this program. So thank you for having me in this program, Ara and Sir Anel. And of course, a warm hello to all the EHS alumni, students, supervising teachers, even the regular teachers, parents, and friends who are watching right now.
And ma'am, I would like to bring it up lang. Your bio says that you have been working in UST for 30 years. That's even older than I am. And in various administrative positions din po. What do you believe has kept you this long in UST?
Well, what kept me stay in UST is perhaps because I believe in the mission and the vision of our Catholic University. You know, the caring and the humane culture of UST is another reason. Just try to imagine, Ara, during the pandemic, when some company closed and some employees were retrenched, UST provided us our salary in full. Lahat kami ng mga empleyado. And of course, added to that is my passion to mold future educators. And more importantly, the joy and friendship that I found in UST kept me long. Actually, Sir Arnel and Ara, UST has become my only employer since I started to work after my graduation in 1989.
Okay. So, ma'am, grabe, no? 30 years of teaching experience. Pero how long naman have you been with UST Education High School?
You know, after my long stint, as you mentioned, in Simbahayan Community Development Office, where I serve as a director for community development, I decided to take a leave to finish my PhD po. And 2 years after my graduation, I was given the task to be the principal of EHS. So that was in 2019 until the present. So actually po, I am already in EHS, or it is my 4th year in EHS as a principal.
Wow. So most people don't know this po, but there are 2 high schools in UST. Actually, before I entered UST, I didn't know na meron palang dalawa. Bakit po merong UST High School and Education High School?
Okay. You know, because the other high school, which is now called the Junior High School, is a school where our learners are taught by regular teachers. But there is a need for a laboratory school for our pre-service teachers or the practice teachers who are 40 students of the UST College of Education. So because of that, Education High School existed as a junior high school. In other words, EHS serves as a training ground, okay, a laboratory school to form the future Catholic teachers who are BSc students of the College of Education.
Wow. Ma'am, I'm not putting you on the spot, ha? Pero yung ba masasabi nating uniqueness ng Education High School?
Probably yes. But aside from that, Sir Arnel, we can say that EH is unique because we have the marginalized but bright students. While the pre-service teachers conduct classes, they are under the close supervision and mentoring of their supervising teachers. That is why our pre-service teachers also have to prepare and be their best every day, every meeting. They always have to be observed and evaluated by supervising teacher. That's why we can say that in EHS, the classroom is every day a demonstration day. Okay, and students are handled by several teachers, and it is important that students are able to catch up with the lessons very well. Iba yung teacher mo ngayon, pwedeng next week iba na yung teacher mo, right? At iba't iba sa ibang mga subjects. That is why we only get the best students in EHS, because every year, with the hundreds of applicants that we get, we only hire, or we only rather accept top 90 of our, for our 2 sections for the freshmen. 90 lang talagang kinukuha po every year. But of course, not all bright students can enter EHS. We also prioritize the applicants from the marginalized community because EHS was established to give quality Catholic education to those deserving students who cannot pay the fees required by other schools. So when they apply for EHS, we require them to submit ITR of their parents, barangay certificate if the parent is unemployed, and of course, aside from USTET or the entrance exam, part of our screening is to conduct interview, of course, to determine their financial status. Actually, EHS is considered as part of what we call apostolate of UST. Kasi it serves the financially challenged families surrounding the university or the campus. And of course, we know that EHS charges minimal fees, right, compared to the other university or the other units rather in the university. But despite this, I think ARA knows that they enjoy the same privileges and services given to the rest of the students in the university. And of course, being from not so well-off families, okay, our students strive hard and they ended up successful in their career. So probably because they really aim to improve their condition in life and they dream of having what they were deprived of, di ba, habang nag-aaral po sila. So that is why perhaps you might want to consider inviting next time other alumni who are basically from rags to riches, that despite of their success now, they still keep their feet on the ground. I observed talagang ang graduates of PHS are very humble. Tama po ba ako? Despite their huge achievement in life. From them, you can hear really inspiring stories. In fact po, last 2 weeks ago, one of my students in EHS during my practicum days came to the office. He is Dr. Mendelson Manalaysay, batch 1990. He is now the head of dental department in Medical City. And I learned from him that in his class, 3 of them only reside in the country. The rest are abroad and are doing well in their career. So this is just one of the manifestations that indeed graduate of PHS ended up successful in their career. Hindi na po tayo lalayo. Look at the university. Our alumni are in the best positions as administrators in UST. Our faculty secretary, Assistant Professor Alvin Ringo Reyes, is an EHS-ian. Of course, Dr. Erica Bolaños, the SHS principal, is an EHS-ian. We can also, of course, Philip Jose Hernandez, okay, the young and dynamic head of UST Com Arts Bureau, is an EHS-ian. And of course, our dear Dean of the College of Education, EHS-ian din po siya. So I think this made EHS unique, right? So they are humble. Most of them came from the marginalized families, and yet at the end, they become successful, I believe. Just like you, Sir Arnel, and I'm pretty sure later on, Ara will also be successful in her career.
Hopefully po.
Oh, of course, we'll pray for that.
Kaya nga mga ma'am, alam mo, ayan, nalalaman ko yung mga ganyang information. You know what? Napaka-proud ko. I'm a proud alumni of EHS, no? And because of that, talaga nag-strive ako na how I can really serve our alumni, no? Yung Alumni Association, as well as the EHS. So, swerte ako talagang nasa EHS ko. Not being, hindi ko may naano yung junior high school, but of course, I should have my own, di ba? So, yun.
Ma'am and Sir Arnel, I just came out of UST EHS kasi 2019. And then I moved forward to UST EHS after that. And then the pandemic broke out 2020. So hindi ko na experience yung pandemic era ng UST EHS. Ma'am Marielyn, do you please tell us how UST EHS coped up and survived the pandemic?
Ara, the families or the parents of EHS are among those who were hardly hit by the pandemic. I realized this when in 2020, during the start of classes, there were some students who were not enrolled yet. So I asked my staff to call them and inquire if they will still enroll or ask why they have not enrolled yet. From there, I learned that a lot of parents lost their job. There are single parents who lost their job. Our parents who are ordinary worker, like factory worker and labandera, were not hired anymore by their employers rather. Thus, they cannot enroll their children anymore. And instead of paying for the minimal tuition fee, they have to spend a small amount for their food. So this is how I think pandemic hit the Education High School.
Paano po na-survive ng UST EHS yung ganon na nangyari sa community?
It was really a big challenge for us. And the most important thing that we have to do then is to bring back our students to school and through virtual classes. But we can do that. If we have to do that, we need them to enroll. We need gadgets for them to use, even Wi-Fi. In fact, we learned that some of our students, stay in computer shops just to be able to attend our classes. Just try to imagine, Ara, they are sitting beside people who are doing other things, probably like playing or merely chatting in the computer shop while they are there to listen to their teachers. And during this trying time, our EHS alumni came to the rescue. Just to give you an idea on how serious our alumni are in helping our students. When many students cannot enroll due to their arrears, hindi kasi nila nabayaran, nawala ng trabaho yung mga parents, they cannot even pay for the down payment. One batch approached us, and that was batch 1981, through the representative, which is Miss Jeannie Rojas Domingo. She gave their commitment to make it sure that all the students will be able to enroll. Diba? Ang laking tulong noon para sa pamilya ng mga EHS-yan. And from there, with God's grace, the other batches and individual alumni followed and provided scholarship to our students. So, nakaraos yung panahon na talagang medyo nahirapan ng pamilyang EHS during the pandemic.
Grabe, sobrang laking help din po pala talaga ng alumni sa EHS.
Yes.
And ang laki ng ginagampanan. Pag-graduate ko, kailangan ko din makatulong afterwards. But super thankful po talaga tayo sa alumni ng EHS for doing this. And kasi personally po, malaking impact talaga yung pandemic. And if I can't imagine myself studying sa computer shop, honestly, kasi yung focus, it's very different from the classroom setting talaga, face-to-face. Sir Arnel?
Yeah, Marielyn, well, everyone admits that somehow the pandemic has blessing din naman. Meron ding blessing, no? What do you think are these blessings do you see that happened to the Education High School?
Well, Sir Arnel, I guess the alumni themselves. Okay, alumni is the greatest blessing that God has bestowed upon EHS during the pandemic. If not for their support, probably some of our students will be forced to stop from their studies. In fact, the pandemic somehow paved the way for the birth of the so-called EHS Solidarity Fund that was initially suggested by our regent, Reverend Father Maximo P. Gatella, OP, in order to institutionalize the alumni support to EHS. Kasi dumarating na po yung mga suporta. So eventually, the UST Education Graduates Association Incorporated, which is headed by you, Sir Arnel, was able to help us solicit donation from the student for the students' tuition fee subsidy. So I guess yun yung malaking blessing po na nakuha ng EHS sa panahon ng ng pandemic.
That's a great
alumni.
thing to earn.
Yeah.
The alumni. So kasi po, before din naman in 2019, that's pretty recent. Pero hindi pa ganun ka-evident yung relationship ng alumni and ng coming students at the time. Well, it was there, pero hindi siya kagaya po ngayon. So parang ang malaking tulong pala talaga na merong, bringing back ganyan, returning sa alma mater. And ma'am, I would like to say lang din, the school is about to open again. Medyo inaabangan ko na nga rin siya. What lessons of the pandemic are you bringing into the new school year?
Ara, during the pandemic, I have learned that EHS alumni, no matter what batch they came from or what means they use, they speak of the same language. And that is to give their love and support to EHS. Some even involve their siblings or relatives who are not EHSian for the good cause of aiding our students who are in need, just like the Mariano siblings. Others were motivated to help after the reunion or through good leadership of their batchmate. And some individual alumni even raised funds during their birthday just to be able to help our students. With all of this, I am thankful to our alumni because they have the fire in them to make a difference in the life of our students. In fact, they created a strong donor network, which I believe EHS is very fortunate because part of this, most especially the alumni who are helping in the EHS Solidarity Fund, is part of this donor network. Sometimes they invite me during the reunion. And they also endorse to me their donation for the school. Say, for example, when Batch 1973 invited me during the celebration of their Golden Jubilee, they donated some amount, around 100,000, for the Solidarity Fund. And that is through the leadership of their batch president, then Brigadier General Noel Manabat. So some of them even raised fund from their relatives and friends. And they even donate the gifts that they received during their birthday, just like Ma'am Esther Hermosura from Sydney, Australia. Then during the last homecoming, the former president of EHS, I think it was mentioned a while ago, Mr. John Simon of Batch 1977, he readily offered, would you believe, to donate 2 television sets for EHS upon hearing that alumni has that initiative to convert our classroom, Ara, into a multimedia classroom. During my EHS stay, I realized that alumni indeed have commendable projects. From textbook by batch 1963 and 62 of Mr. Atienza, allowance scholarship by batch 1984 of Mr. Jumampo, even, kitchen, oven, utensils, and scholarship of batch 1970, headed by Mr. Rivera. We have gadgets by 1981, headed by Ms. Jeannie Rojas and Mr. Homer Nantes. We have desktop donation also by batch 1980 under the leadership of Dr. Emmanuel Rivera. And of course, we have now the 8 television sets, kompleto na, donated by several alumni headed by Ms. Esther Hermosura and Mr. John Simon. And of course, we have the financial support from the alumni. And we can say that the alumni were giving donation from the different batches, starting from batch 1957. So ilang taon na sila, hindi pa rin nila nalilimutan ng EHS, up to the graduation of 2007 yung mga bata. So I think there is really no little or big project for the alumni, whether it be improving our facilities, providing gadgets, or increasing the amount of scholarship support, and many others that our generous alumni is willing to provide EHS. And I think our lesson is not to give up, right? For the families of EHS, because there are generous people who will help them. And these are our alumni. So I think this is the most important lesson that we learned from the pandemic. May mga kalungkutan, may mga nawala na mahal sa buhay, but despite that, may mga bagay na nagpapasaya. And this is through the help that we get from the alumni.
Yes. Galing ng alumni, no, ma'am?
Oo, sir. Believe talaga po ako.
Yes.
I think I have big shoes to fill.
Yeah, oo. So, ma'am, sa academic year naman ng 2023 to 2024, ano naman ang mga plano natin dyan sa EHS? Are there any new innovations being planned?
This coming year po, we will be using hybrid modality, but there will be more face-to-face classes na and less online classes. So for every quarter, there will be 7 face-to-face classes and 2 online classes. So, ibig sabihin po, 70-30 tayo. 70 face-to-face, 30% na lang yung online class. Now, our TLR room is now being renovated with the oven and the new refrigerator po that will be donated by Batch 1970. So, our students will be selling the cookies that they will bake at the education canteen. Yes, our students po will be given the chance to serve in the education canteen, and hopefully we can apply for their NC2 certificate in TESDA, and of course this will be an added qualification for them as junior high school completers. Another thing is we are coming up with the EHS Rondalia. Okay? Yeah, opo. From the Rondalia instruments donated by the College of Education, we are organizing a Rondalia group. And this group will be launched during the Foundation Day celebration of EHS on August 18. And of course, as usual, we will be inviting our alumni during the event. I am also happy to announce that the EHS classroom will soon be transformed into a multimedia classroom. So we have received the television set through the initiative of the Heart of EHS headed by Ms. Esther Hermosura. And we are grateful to them because both the students and the faculty will enjoy this innovation and learning. Kaya ito po yung ilan sa mga aabangan ng ating mga estudyante sa EHS na bago ngayong school year 2023-2024.
Grabe, ang dami pang bago. Like 5 years, almost 5 years pa lang po ako nawala. There's so many new things na nangyayari sa EHS. And in these plans po, ma'am, how much involvement do we see from the alumni or of the alumni as organization of the school?
Well, of course, I would like to share with you that we in EHS, with the supervising teachers, our academic staff, and the pre-service teachers, will continue to make great efforts. Okay, despite the challenging circumstances, we will deliver quality education to our students. In fact, we already had our planning in service training for our pre-service teachers and leadership training for our student leaders. But you know, despite the pandemic, we believe that our students will continue to excel in several fields and showcase their God-given talent in the program and activities. And of course, we will continue to update our alumni with the big and small achievements of our students and invite them in special occasion. You know, the activities that we targeted to accomplish will be more successful with the great help and support of our alumni. In fact, Ara, there are about 34 students already who have received support from the Solidarity Fund and an additional 13 students for this school year. Added to this, of course, are the television sets, the gardening tools, and later on subsidy for Rondalia group that will be provided by the Solidarity Fund. Batch 1970, as mentioned, will also be delivering the refrigerator that they decided to donate. And I am happy to say that among the new scholarship program, we have Batch 1973 with their new president, Ma'am Vicky Celis, who is now excited, Sir Arnel, to sponsor a batch scholar. Opo.
Yeah, kami din, Mama. Ang JI, mag-ano rin kami ng our very own scholar.
Oh, thank you so much po.
Yeah. Ma'am Marielyn, you do consider Education High School alumni as the pride and treasure for the school. Can you tell us more about this?
Well, of course, EHS alumni po has always been regarded by our students, by our parents, faculty, administration as its pride and treasure. And there are many reasons why our alumni are considered as a gem of EHS. Of course, the alumni values, you know. In many years that they have graduated from EHS, our alumni keep on telling us that they lived up to the values they gained from EHS. Tama po ba ako?
Yes.
They carry with them the Thomasian brand wherever they go. They embody the thesis of competence, compassion, and commitment. And these values, I believe, guided them in building the foundation of EHS as world-class achievers, as the title of our program this afternoon. You know, aside from competence and compassion is their commitment. Now, why do they keep coming back and they never get tired of helping? Because of their commitment, and this commitment is not only for EHS, but I think is commitment to God and our country. They may not be aware of this, but I believe that our alumni embody the thesis of competence, compassion, and commitment. And through these values, they truly realize the mission of the university, which is to develop the Thomasians for the church, the nation, and the global community. Now, why are they the treasure and pride? Because aside from values po, I believe inspiration that they give to the student is another thing. They have always been part of my many beautiful and inspiring stories that I tell the students. You know, whenever I give orientation, just like this August 9, I always equate EHS to hard work and success. I paint in the mind of our students the alumni diligence and perseverance that made them become successful persons as they are now. They are models, I tell them, of their little brothers and sisters in EHS, and they are all inspiration to our students to do their best, so that they have in mind that later on, they also would like to become successful like them, like successful doctors, priests, engineers, and the rest. And you know, what is the third reason that makes our alumni a jewel or a pride of EHS? That is their love and care, right? EHS, same with other school, of course, rely on tuition fee to cover the day-to-day cost of running the school. But through the EHS, despite the fact that EHS charges minimal fees, sabi ko nga po kanina, there are those who cannot really enroll. These are the students whose families were greatly affected financially by the pandemic. And with utmost kindness and care, EHS alumni came to the rescue. You know, thus we can say that EHS alumni serve as the pride and treasure of our school. And I am very thankful and happy to work with them po for, of course, for EHS.
Alam mo, ma'am, masyado kong nararamdaman, no? Yung pagiging alumni ko, and I'm sure hindi lang ako, no? Kundi yung mga nanonood sa atin ngayon, ang mga alumni batches, mga EHS alumni, no? Siguro nararamdaman nila ngayon ang pagiging very proud of being a student from EHS, no? Na inspired sila, na-inspired kami of ano bang ginagawa ng EHS ngayon, especially with your administration, no? Talaga nakakatuwa because na-inspired kami sa ginagawa nyo. That's why talagang we see to it na tumulong because nagdaan din kami sa ganyang pagkakataon, no? Na mahirap naman talaga ang buhay before, di ba? Maraming hindi nakakayanan makapag-enroll, but because of what we have been, no, a product of EHS, ito naman yung payback time na dapat naman kami naman ang tumulong sa mga estudyante na gusto talagang mag-aral at pupursiging matuto at magkaroon ng Thomasian values. Nagpapasalamat kami dyan sa iyo, Ma'am Marielyn.
And personally po, I can really see the support from previous batches kasi you would expect from other institutions na parang ang pag-alayo na ng batch mo, you wouldn't really think of helping or like giving back to the institution you came from. Pero even right now po, kasi I'm also watching the live, like nasa phone ko po siya right now. Then ang dami nagka-comment from batch 84, from batch 1969, and it's parang ang nostalgic ng feeling. Ganito rin po ba ako kapag like medyo matagal na akong wala sa EHS, ganun. And sobrang nakapag ano po siya ng puso. Parang it gives warmth to me as a Thomasian kasi ang tagal ko rin naman nagstay sa UST, and right now I'm experiencing parang a different community. So yung ganito pong event and yung nairinig ko na ganito na nagbibigay pa rin pala sila pabalik, it gives me inspiration as one of the younglings from UST EHS. And Ma'am Marielyn, is there an existing partnership between the alumni and the administration of EHS? Can you kindly describe, bukod po dun sa subsidy?
I think the constant visit of the alumni to my office, di ba? It's establishment of a good relationship. Just being excited to see the school and reminisce their happy days in EHS. Just saying hello when our alumni abroad pay a visit and ask us how they can help. You know, the several invitations we received to attend batch reunion, the regular invitation for us to attend the grand homecoming of the EHS, and of course, the many donations in several forms that I mentioned a while ago, most especially the overwhelming support that they provide in the Solidarity Fund, I believe is a proof indeed that we have established a good relationship with our alumni. On the other hand, our invitation to them during special events like Foundation Day, Moving Up Ceremony, and other important events in EHS, and constantly sharing with our alumni news of big and little success of our students is again, I think, our own way of strengthening our partnership with the alumni. In fact, listening directly from the alumni, words like, "Ma'am, whatever you need po, do not hesitate to tell us. We are ready to help." You know, words like this is something that made me realize how lucky EHS is with our alumni. And I am very thankful to them for the trust that they gave the USTAAI administrator, for the support that they provide our learners. In fact, in some batches, you know, regular meeting is not just to check upon each other, but they discuss how they can help EHS, and sometimes they invite me to join them. Kaya sabi ko, imbes na tahimik lang sila sa bahay nila, nagre-relax, nagpapahinga, they really find time to meet with their classmate and discuss how they can help EHS. And I appreciate that very much, Ara.
Ay nako, ma'am, alam mo talaga overwhelming ang pakiramdam ko being the president of the Graduates Association Inc. No, overwhelming kasi dahil meron kaming principal na katulad mo na very supportive din naman sa alumni. Because kung hindi naman talaga nagko-collaborate or kung hindi naman nagkakasundo or di ba, wala ring mangyayari. So the support that EHS is getting from the alumni, it's because of what you are doing. Ano ba yung nagawa nyo? Ano ba yung values na tinuturo nyo at pinakikita nyo, di ba? So this is parang parang talagang partnership tayo, the EHS and the alumni. And I assure you na we will continue this support, the assistance that we are going to give sa mga EHS student, no? And para mas ma-strengthen pa natin ang pagtulong sa mga estudyante. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you rin po.
So I've been out of UST EHS 5 years and so many things has changed. Ang dami na pong parang innovations sa UST EHS. How do you see UST EHS po 5 years down the road, especially in building world-class achievers and with this new partnership with the Graduates Association of UST EHS?
Well, Ara, with all the support that our students continue to receive from our alumni and with all the inspiration that also the alumni provide, with the strong support of the UST administration, and as we work towards the attainment of the UST and EHS vision and mission, well, we can say that probably 5 years from now, baka talagang magaling na yung ating rondalya. 5 years from now, baka talagang yung ating mga graduate na merong exposure sa TLE may NC2 na, di ba? At the same time, I know that 5 years from now, EHS graduates will continue to serve generously, not only the nation, but the global community. as world-class achievers. And they carry with them the 3 C's, which is competence, compassion, and commitment. So, yun yung nai-envision ko. Na yung mga graduate ngayon, magiging generous sila. Hindi lang sa UST, hindi lang sa EHS, pero sa ibang tao. Kasi naramdaman nila kung paano natulungan ng pamilya nila, ng mga tao, ng mga alumni ngayong pandemic.
Ma'am.
Po.
Marielyn. Well, I think meron pong isang question dito, no?
From the Facebook Live po. I can read it, sir.
Yeah, please.
Okay.
Ikaw,
From Chin
Because I cannot see it.
Okay po. We have questions from our Facebook Live today. Batch 1969 would like to know details about the Solidarity funds. Is there a website for this program? No.
Through Sir Arnel, you can get to the account number. This fund is an account that is solely for EHS. This fund is where the donors or donations is being deposited. And we use this fund, halimbawa po ngayon, enrollment ngayon, may mga bata hindi pa nag-enroll. So instead of us calling the alumni who would like to help readily after screening the student, yung parent nila, after an interview, we readily have an budget, okay, to help them for their tuition fee. So wala po siyang anong tanong, wala tayong anong tinatanong Ana, wala siyang
may website daw po ba for the program?
Website, wala pa pong website, but we have, shall we say, the bank account, and if that batch is willing to know about the Solidarity Fund, we can invite our chair, and the chair of the committee now is Mr. Filipo C. Hernandez, to explain to them how they can, shall we say, support the UST Solidarity Fund. Ito po yung fund na we are very transparent kasi the moment na mag-donate sila, we give them the OR, and we also provide the donors kung ilan na po yung mga estudyanteng natulungan. Pinapakita namin din kung magkano na yung fund doon at magkano din yung mga nabawas at kung saan to ginamit. So, I think Sir Arnel is aware of this.
Okay.
Yeah, by the way, Ara, the one who asked the question is Ate Ching Limhap of Batch 1969. They will be celebrating their 55th year this coming 2024, a jubilarian. Hello, Ate Ching.
Congratulations po.
Next question from?
We have another question po from Fernando Pedrosa. How can a student be admitted to UST EHS? What are the criteria?
First, of course, they have to take the USTET po, just like ordinary Thomasian. And aside from USTET, they will be required also to submit the ITR of their parents. If their parents is unemployed, they have to provide us with a barangay certificate that they are indigent or unemployed. And then they will also be interviewed. May screening po kami. We conduct interview. And then after the interview and getting the result of the USTET, yun po, we choose our applicants. So, para din po ng application ng any ordinary applicant in UST, they have to take the USTET. Pero ang kaibahan lang, we also conduct interview and we require ITR.
And this shows really ano po talaga. Kasi you can already see the interest of our viewers to UST EHS. And I'm glad to be part of this.
Ay, grabe.
Diba, alam mo, they were, during the time, Ara, when you apply, diba, you are also required to submit the ITR of your parent.
Yes po.
So, sa lahat talaga.
Opo. Required po talaga siya.
Ay, grabe. Grabe talaga. Time went by so fast, ma'am. Nako, talagang gustong-gusto pa namin talaga, kaya lang medyo kinakapos na tayo ng oras. It has been a most fruitful conversation and discovering more about our UST Education High School and what we can expect soon. But before we end, may we ask Dr. Marielyn to give her final message to the Thomasian community and to all our viewers as well. But before that, again, we would like to congratulate you, Ma'am Marielyn, for being elected as the Vice President of the UST College of Education Alumni Foundation, Inc., CAP. Congratulations po, Ma'am.
Thank you so much po. So again, my heartfelt gratitude to our EHS alumni for your unselfish generosity and support to our school. You know how I wish you have seen the awe, happiness, and gratitude of our parents and the students when I told them the good news that EHS alumni have decided to provide their arrears or down payment in tuition fee. You know, seeing the relief and happy faces of the parents is one experience I would never forget as a principal and as a parent myself. And of course, whose parent would not be genuinely filled with joy upon hearing that all of a sudden, though they did not ask for that, with God's grace, through the generous alumni, his or her child will go to school again, right? So with this, all we can say is God bless all of you, my dear alumni, for your kindness to our dear EHS students. And we assure you that despite the pandemic, since sabi nga nila may pandemic pa rin tayo ngayon, our students will continue to excel in their studies and showcase their God-given talent in the school programs and activities. And of course, with our supportive UST administration, our able supervising teachers, dedicated teachers, hardworking pre-service teachers, and very cooperative parents, I know that we can make it. This molding, of course, of world-class achievers will continue to become possible with the great help and support of our dear alumni. So again, my gratitude to all of you on behalf of the UST Education High School through our region po, Reverend Father Maximo P. Gatela OP, for the many contributions you have provided to EHS. Our sincere thanks to all of you for being our partner in bringing into our nation the world-class achievers and being our partner in EHS yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Thank you po at magandang hapon sa inyong lahat.
Maraming salamat, Ma'am. Talagang very overwhelmed kami talaga for accepting our invitation. At sana po, this will not be the last. Magkakaroon pa po tayo ng part 2, part 3, part 4 ng ganitong pag-uusap regarding Education High School. Maraming salamat po and God bless po and again, congratulations.
Thank you so much po.
Thank you, ma'am. It has been very interesting and it has been a pleasure to find out about what is going on in my alma mater, none other than the UST Education High School, from no less than, of course, the principal of the school herself. On behalf of the UST Alumni Association Incorporated, we would like to thank our guest for joining us today. Thank you very much, Dr. Marielyn Quintana, for sharing with us about the latest updates and plans at the UST EHS. And we would like again to congratulate you, ma'am, as you have been elected as the Vice President of the UST College of Education Alumni Association, Inc. It has made me prouder, more than, if there's a word better than proud, as a UST EHS alumna. God bless and more power to you and the school, and of course to all my fellow alumni.
Thank you, Ara. Again, I would like to acknowledge our sponsors for today, episode of Bridges, Batch 1964, Batch 1977, Batch 1976, Batch 1969, and Batch 1974. Maraming salamat sa mga alumni batches na nag-sponsor. Thank you for your generosity. And some announcement. The much awaited 2023 Academe, Alumni, Industry, and Government, that is the AAIG International Multi-Sectoral Summit, is coming this September 29 and 30 with a theme AAIG Nexus, New Visions, New Frontiers, New Strategies and Practices. Please mark your calendar and register now. The program and registration details are now on the USTAAI Facebook page. Do register early. Again, friends, before we end the show, please don't forget to like, share our show, and subscribe to our UST Thomasian Alumni Community YouTube channel and Facebook page. Also, Bridges would like to thank the UST Education High School Graduate Association, Inc. for sponsoring today's Bridges. This is Arnel Mangila Ocampo, your host today. Here at Bridges, we build bridges of people, bridges of knowledge, and new learnings.
Thank you for spending time with us. Do watch again on Tuesday our Bridges for another exciting episode to be sponsored again by our very own UST Education High School Graduates Association, Inc. Remember, here at Bridges, we build bridges of faith, bridges of hope, and bridges of love. Enjoy the rest of the evening, guys. God bless you all and mabuhay.